Hello, everybody. Welcome to Diego Knows. I'm Diego, and today we're going to talk about what else Sex and the City, like we always talk about here on this show. My name's Diego. I've watched every single episode of Sex and the City. I watched both movies, and I watched that piece of shit show. And just like crap, I do not recommend it. It was a piece of shit. But we're not going to talk about that show. We're going to talk about the original Sex and the City from the late 90s and the early 2000s, back when the show was good. Yes, it was good back then. And I was there I was almost there from ground zero, but I was there a little bit after it started, okay? So what I do here on this channel is I give you a straight man's point of view of Sex and the City. I promised you I was going to watch every goddamn episode of this show, and I'm keeping my promise, okay? We've already made it all the way to season 6. See, the last season of the show. Of course, there's like 5 episodes this season, but we're gonna get through it, okay? I already got through all the other ones, all right? So there's fewer ahead of me than there is behind me, okay? So I ain't gonna stop now, not when I'm this close, okay? So so Sex and the City, we're on season 6. This is episode 3, and I'm gonna break this up into 2 parts right now because there's a lot of information to cover, and honestly, it takes a long time to watch these episodes and take notes and pause and notice things and stuff, you know, so get my thoughts together. So if I can break it down into 2 episodes, it'll give me more time, you know. It's better time management for me, okay? So this episode I'm gonna break down into 2 parts here because this is part 1. So I'm just gonna get into half of the episode and then I'll come back later on and give you the other half of the episode, okay? Okay, so the reason I watched Sex and the City is because when I was younger, when I was a young man, okay, in my 20s when the show came out, all the hot girls that I knew, because I was single back then, you know, and I was going to school and I was working in nightclubs and restaurants, going to concerts. I was acting, I was doing theater work. You know, I hung out with a lot of actors, a lot of musicians, okay, a lot of models, you know, male and female, you know. So I was in that whole scene, went to a lot of private parties, hotels, you know, you name it, off-Broadway, comedy clubs. We were doing all that kind of shit, okay? Basically the same life that these women are living, only I was a good 10, 15 years younger than they were, okay? But I was doing the same thing they're doing, okay? So all the women I knew were watching the show and they were talking about the show. Okay, so I wanted to figure out what's so big about this show, and I found out what it was, and I got hooked. I liked the show. I was the only straight guy I knew that was watching the show. The only guys I knew that were watching the show were gay guys. Okay, and I'm not gay. All right, so like, you know, I was the one giving the straight man's point of view. Okay, because if there's one thing you could talk to women about is Sex in the City. They fucking know about Sex in the City, and I know about Sex in the City. Okay, so so I always had something to talk about with women. All right. Okay, so right now we're in season 6. Okay, the name of this episode is called "The Perfect Present." The Perfect Present. Okay, which is an analog for the present time as in time, and the present as in a gift of time. So that's kind of what they're talking about. They're dealing with both variations of the phrase. Okay. So just so you know, before I continue, I do not censor myself here. If you're easily triggered, if you're easily offended, get the fuck out. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you the way I would talk to a normal guy about this show, about what straight guys really think about what's going on in these situations. Okay, I'm gonna burst your freaking bubble. Okay, I'm going into chick flick land, and I'm coming out of here with a fucking body. Okay, I'm not fucking around. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. Okay, which nobody gave you the truth. Okay, back when these episodes came, I'm giving you the truth now. All right, because I've watched this show and I know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right. I know these people just like you do, okay? And I'm going to separate the fact from the fiction, okay? The only problem I have with the show is I not like the way they were portraying the straight guys. They were not realistic at all. Well, I'm going to burst that bubble for you right now. I'm going to tell you what a straight guy would really do in these situations, how they would really act. And every once in a while, they do get it right. And I'm going to tell you when they get it right, I'm going to tell you here. They got it right, okay? All right. So here we go, okay? So like I said, this episode's called The Perfect Present. Okay, so what's going on here? It starts off with Carrie. Okay, so Carrie, she's going to visit her boy. Well, he's not her boyfriend yet. Jack Berger, remember him? Okay, he's the one guy out of this show, out of all the men on this show, he's the one guy that I relate to the most. Okay, I kind of understand his character. I know where he's coming from. I know who he is, and I get him. So I can pretty much judge his actions because they're the same things that I would do myself. Okay. So she goes over to his apartment. She's going to visit his apartment for the first time. It's not really an apartment. It's more like a studio. Okay, but it's a very nice studio. I mean, he's got brick walls. You know, in his bedroom, which I wish I had that when I lived in Chicago. Okay, he's got a big bed. You know, he's got a small, tiny little kitchen. You know, he's got a little office that he's got there. It's clean. It's well organized. You know, so he's got a very nice bachelor pad. Okay, and although my apartment back then at the time was a little bit bigger than his, but I lived in Chicago and he lives in Manhattan, so you know, it's obviously more expensive to live there. Okay, so Carrie's over there. She sees this place. She kind of likes it. Okay, but she's off put. Okay, well, what I mean by that is that she's like, well, there's nothing in here that says a crazy psycho guy lives here. Okay, crazy psycho bachelor lives here. Okay, and he says, well, there's nothing in here that says that except for me. You know, so kind of funny, right? So she looks over at one of his walls, and one of his walls is actually this nice color that she likes a lot. She goes, oh, I like this right here. This is awesome. You know, he's like, oh yeah, that was Lauren. You know, he's like, oh, you mean Ralph Lauren? Does Ralph Lauren do wallpaper? Maybe they do. He's like, no, Lauren, my ex-girlfriend Lauren. She was an interior decorator. Oh, she is a decorator. Okay, so it's okay. You got a decorator. I have a decorator, ex-decorator too. Let's not talk about decorators while we're together here, okay? And this is coming from the same woman, okay, who at the end of last season spent like a good fucking half an hour explaining to him, to Berger, about Aiden and how her relationship with him was fucked up because he wanted to get married and she didn't want to get married, you know, and how Big fucking used and manipulated her for sex against her will. Oh, I can't take this anymore. Why do men always do this to me? You know, and she did that for a good fucking half hour. Remember that? When they were sitting on the grass during the wedding party for what's his name? For Bobby, I forgot his name. Nathan Lane's character. Remember that? The gay guy who got married to the woman. Okay, so remember he got up and like, okay, that's cool, Carrie. Bye. You know, he fucking just left. Remember that? Okay, well, yeah, that's just because all she did was fucking talk about her ex-boyfriends. Okay, the guys don't want to hear that shit. Not when you're new and you're getting to know somebody. Honestly, you don't need to hear that shit. Okay, I don't necessarily want to hear about some girl I'm dating about her ex-boyfriend. I don't want to hear details about him or what he does or what she thought was cool about him. I don't give a fuck. I honestly don't, okay? Any more than I'm going to tell a girl I'm dating about my ex-girlfriends. I might mention something casually, you know, but I'm not going to go into any fucking details. I'm not going to fucking start comparing her, my present girl, with my ex. I'm not going to do any of that shit, okay? Because I just don't think it's polite. I think it's a lack of respect, you know? And why do you need to bring your ex into this relationship? You don't. You know, that's in the past. You put that on a shelf, you close it up, you know, you don't go there again, okay? There's a reason you're an ex, okay? And I'm not saying I haven't revisited the exes. I have played that game, the X-Files, as Carrie calls it here. Okay, I think we've all done that. Especially if the sex is good, yeah. But you know, you don't when you're seeing someone, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be also seeing, still hanging on to your ex. Not if you're in a if you're not in a relationship, fuck it, dude. Do whatever the fuck you want. That's what I say. Okay. Anyway, so naturally, Carrie feels threatened, even though this is the same fucking shit that she did to him, okay, at the end of last season. But now she's the one that feels threatened because she doesn't want him talking about his ex-girlfriend, okay? Because that's bad. She can talk about Aiden all she wants and Big. That's fine. And if he can't handle it, then he's a fucking pussy, right? Then he doesn't deserve you, because he's intimidated and insecure. But if he talks about his ex, you piece of fucking shit, how dare you bring him up? What the hell do I look like to you? You know? You see what I mean? Yeah, okay. That's how it is. Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, and yeah, so they end up having sex, okay? They fall asleep together, and well, actually, they don't fall asleep together. They have sex, and they're about to go to sleep, but all of a sudden, Carrie tries to close her eyes, and she hears this like these nature noises. Okay, and what I mean by that is like she hears frogs and birds chirping and shit. She's like, what the fuck? Is there an animal in here or something? He's like, what's that? No, that's my sound machine. You know, it helps me sleep. You know, I hear nature noises, raindrops and stuff, and it helps me fall asleep. No. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I feel like I'm out camping. Oh, I'll make you some s'mores if you want. Okay, well, actually, she gave it to me. She's like, oh, Lauren gave it to you. Yeah, Lauren, it was a gift. She got tired of me tossing and turning at night, so it was her therapist's idea to buy it for me as a gift. And she's like, okay, enough of that, okay? I don't need to hear any more. Bullshit flag number one right here. Okay, look. Whenever I'm with a woman, if she spends the night at my bed, okay, I'm not going to play fucking shit like that. Are you crazy? Fuck no. I'm not going to do that. Now, there is something I like to do when I'm by myself. When I'm by myself, I like to listen to podcasts to fall asleep. maybe listen to a fucking an audiobook or something like that, you know? Just and that'll like put me to sleep. That's only if I'm asleep if I'm by myself in bed, okay? If I'm with a partner, no, I'm not gonna do that shit. I'm not gonna keep her awake, okay? Just because I like to listen to fucking, you know, some stupid ass fucking Sherlock Holmes stories while I'm falling asleep, okay? No, I'm not. All right. So if this was a realistic situation, Berger would have turned that fucking machine off when he knew Carrie was spending the night. Okay. He would have done that. He wouldn't have fucking left that as a surprise for her. Okay. Because that's not something that normal people do. Okay. Now I understand like some people sleep with like the raindrops and shit, and that's okay, or like a quiet storm outside. But you know when you got fucking frogs and birds and shit, you know, when you're trying to sleep, it's like, you know, no, that's not, the normal person's not gonna fall asleep listening to that, okay? And we already know that Carrie fucking hates the wilderness, okay? So that's not gonna fucking relax her and make her go night-night. No, not at all, all right? So I call bullshit flag on that right there. And the fact that he doesn't realize that it bothers her, another bullshit flag, okay? Because I would have noticed that she doesn't like this. I would have noticed that before I noticed that she's upset that I brought up my ex-girlfriend again, okay? Although I wouldn't have done that either. Okay, like I said already. Okay. So the girls decide they're going to go to some party. They've actually got dinner reservations somewhere, but they're supposed to go to some party for a mutual friend. I don't know who this woman is. I forgot her name. You probably remember her. She's been in a lot of shit. She was in, you remember her as Stifler's mom from American Pie. I don't remember her real name, the actress's real name, but she's turned up. You see her face, you're gonna recognize her, okay? She's in all these fucking rom-coms, always playing this crazy woman. There was one I saw her with Adam Sandler was in it, where she dates like David Hasselhoff. I think it was called Click or something, with the remote control from Bed Bath & Beyond. Anyway, the point is that you've seen her before. Anyway, so she's having a party, and the girls promised her, because I guess they're all mutual friends. They're such good friends with her that you've never heard of her before, and you will never see her again. Okay, so so they go to this party and they're all dressed up. Although Carrie's wearing she's wearing like a dress type of thing, but a gown. But she's also wearing like a full pair of pants underneath it. It just looks fucking weird. Okay, because it's like kind of like a see-through dress, but she's wearing a full pair of pants underneath it. It just looks dumb. You know, and she's huge fucking pearls around her neck. I don't know what they're trying to say here. Maybe it's just product placement. They're trying to get you to buy the fucking clothes. That's what I think it is, honestly. But I just noticed it fucking stuck out at me, so that's why I'm bringing it up. All right, so they go to this party. Okay, I don't remember the woman's name that's hosting the party, but it's her party, and she calls it a purse party. And the women did not realize this was a purse party. Okay, apparently she designs purses. Okay, now the reason they went to this party is because Carrie felt sorry for her because she had a recent suicide attempt. Okay, apparently her boyfriend and her broke up. She did not handle it very well, so she tried to kill herself. Okay, by overdosing on pills. But she's out of the hospital now, and she's having this party, and they just want to wish her well, you know, and hope that she's doing better, you know, kind of liven her spirits a bit. So that's why they go to this party. Okay, and she's there. Okay, blah, blah. So she's there, and like I said, it's a purse party, and she designed all the bags there herself, okay, because of her, like I said, her failed suicide attempt. And the women hate the purse. The purses are really ugly. I don't know shit about purses, but these purses are really ugly, okay? They look bad, right? Really bad. And like I said, I don't know shit about purses, but these are nasty. And the women agree with me. They all think these purses are nasty, okay? And Miranda's like, you know what? So this is what she did because her boyfriend dumped her. She decided to take it out on making these fucking really bad purses, okay? And Miranda says, like, you know, the only people that should pay for your ex's mistake is your new boyfriend. Yeah, she would say that, wouldn't she? Yeah, fucking bitch. All right. So Carrie says, like, last night, Berger started opening the X file. He goes, now should I really be learning about her now? This Lauren person, this decorator, and of course now Charlotte's intrigued. She's like, yes, the sooner the better. You need to know everything about her. and Carrie's like, oh, well, how about the later the better? Or the never the better. How about that? And Charlotte's like, you need to know where he's been in order to know what you're getting. And Samantha, of course, makes the obvious joke. Yeah, as long as what you're getting doesn't make you itch. You should be okay. Yeah, she would know about that, wouldn't she? I'm sure she talks from experience too. Okay. So Carrie says, like, do our pasts, does his past and my past, do they really have to become our present? And Charlotte says, like, you need to know how they broke up. That will tell you everything you need to know about their relationship. And Carrie's like, is that crazy? And Samantha's like, no, that is crazy. She points to the woman that's hosting this party. And yes, that woman is crazy. And she comes over with this fucking disgusting purse that has fucking shoes all over it. Okay, and she shows them this purse that she made. She's like, hey. She's like, hey, look at this purse. Yes. It has shoes all over it. Who needs a balding 38-year-old man with erectile dysfunction when you can have a gorgeous purse like this and a new career that has cater waiters in it? And the girl's like, and Samantha looks at these cater waiters, and guess what? One of them is, guess who? Yes, it's Smith Jarrett. Now, just so you know, this is Smith Jarrett's second appearance, okay? He appeared for the first time last episode, but even though I know his name, because like I said, I watched the show, they have not revealed his name yet, okay? So nobody knows this character's name yet. I don't even think Samantha knows his name. She calls him the waiter. That's it, okay? And the girls all know him as the waiter. They don't know his real name yet, okay? So I kind of like let the cat out of the bag last time when I said it's Smith Jarrett, because nobody knows that's his name yet, okay? His name has not been officially revealed, but Samantha notices his name. She goes, oh my God, I fucked him! That's some of the best sex I've had in years! Like, really? Out of all the guys you've had, really? That was the best sex? Oh, whatever. Okay, so, yeah, so he's there, and he looks at her, and he, like, gives her, like, one of those winks, And so, of course, Samantha turns and she goes, oh my God, this party just got so much more interesting. So she tracks him down, all right? So that's going on. Meanwhile, Charlotte, Miranda, and Carrie start talking to each other. Charlotte mentions that she cannot stay out late because they got reservations at a restaurant once they leave this purse party, okay? And she cannot stay out very late because she's got another Jewish conversion class. Yeah, she's trying to quit being a Gentile. She wants to convert to Judaism for her boyfriend, Harry. And she's speeding up. She's accelerating her conversion process, okay? It takes months, but she wants to do it in a couple of weeks, all right? So she's going every fucking day, okay? Because she doesn't have a job. So it's not like she has fucking somewhere to be or responsibilities, She's got her apartment, which is super rich that she won in the divorce settlement. But, she's going to sell it. So it doesn't mean anything to her. She's spending all of her time at her boyfriend Harry's place, and he's fucking rich. He's got an apartment in Manhattan too, and he's also got a house in the Hamptons. So she's not hurting for money. She really got nothing else to do. She's trying to find something to do. Okay, nobody wants to hire her at a gallery, at a curator at a gallery anymore because she's too old and too experienced. So she really got nothing to do except hang out with her boyfriend when he's not at work, hang out with her girlfriends, which is every fucking night. And go to her Jewish conversion classes. That's it, all right? And so she's taking it really seriously, It's like something that's cool. It's like something you wear, And I don't see it that way, but I think she sees it that way. She thinks it's cool. Like, she hasn't had to fucking pay anything for it yet. Okay, she's going to start to in this episode. But to her, the idea, it's just changing to Jew. Hey, I get to use words I never used before. I get to fucking drink Menashevitz wine now. Oh my God, it's so cool. I get to eat kosher food now. She doesn't realize that, to be a Jew, you've got to give up a lot of stuff that Christians enjoy, okay? And she's going to learn that in this episode. Okay, so that's going on here. Charlotte's like, I'm accelerating my Judaism classes. I have to get up early. It's really fun though. I'm learning a lot. And I'm learning really quickly. The history, the tradition, the philosophy. Oi! And she's like, oh my God, that was my first oi. You see what I mean? Like, she's just fucking airhead into this fucking thing, man. Oh my God. But whatever. I mean, if this is what she wants to do, that's fine. I just don't think she's really taking it seriously. But she's doing it. Okay, so what do you call it? The hostess, whatever, the crazy woman, I forgot her name. She's back there. She goes back to the kitchen, tells the cooks there, hey, we need more of this and that. And she hears people fucking. She's like, what? And she starts tracing it down to the back hallway. And then she sees underneath the emergency stairs, she catches Samantha and Smith Jarrett fucking underneath the stairs. And she's like, ah! you know. So she walks out of there, and now she's fucking traumatized. So she goes into her party, you know, with all the purses. All the women are there with the purses. And this one woman goes up to her, holds up this ugly purse. Hey, do you have this in blue? She's like, what the fuck? Do I look like an apartment store? Get the fuck out of here. You know, she fucking grabs her purse and starts throwing them on the fucking floor. Everybody get the fuck out. So the girls are like, okay, yeah, it's time to go to the restaurant. Bye. So it was kind of a funny scene, but she just watching this you know, middle-aged woman having a meltdown over her fucking limp dick fucking boyfriend. Well, let me tell you something about ED. I think your boyfriend's ED is selective. Okay, I think it just doesn't work for you. Okay, I know the truth hurts, right? But anyway, she's the joke of the episode, so I'm gonna make fun of her too. Okay, so that's going on here. And then, of course, she gets into a fight with another girl. They break one of her purses. She's like, look what you did! I had to cut open my bed sheets to make this. You know, whatever. Who gives a fuck? I don't know shit about purses, okay? This is like estrogen out the ass, okay? So anyway, so that scene's over, okay? So next thing we see is Charlotte's in her Jewish class, okay? It's all women in there for some reason. And one of the women's Asian. So I guess we got an Asian woman who wants to convert to Judaism too. Okay, but Charlotte's always, like the rabbi's asking these questions to the class. I think it's probably like 7 or 8 women there. They're all women. No guys want to convert to Judaism. And the women all raise their hands. You know, well, actually, Charlotte's the one that raises her hand. She gets the right answer every single time. When he asks a question about, you know, Judaism, she's the one that gets the right answer all the friggin' time. You know, so I guess like the other women in the class are kind of jealous of Charlotte because she's really been doing her homework. And apparently she was a straight A student in college and high school. So like she knows her shit. Well, good for her. I don't know why if she's so educated, why does she act like such an airhead? I don't get it, you know? She should be the smartest woman at that party, at the table. She should be the smartest woman out of the 4, you know? And maybe she is, but she doesn't act it. You know, maybe she's got book smart, but no common sense because she's really much of an airhead. She really is an airhead, okay? I love Charlotte. Don't get me wrong. She is the one I am most attracted to. You know, if you told me to pick which one would you want to have out of the 4, I would always pick Charlotte first. Okay, she's feminine, she's pleasant. Yes, I know she's a gold digger and she's an airhead, but she's feminine and she's pleasant, you know, and she's beautiful. So yeah, I would pick Charlotte, okay? So I'm not trying to talk bad about her, but having said that, yeah, she acts like an airhead and she's so smart. I don't get it. Oh, well. So she's in the Jewish class. Okay. After the class is over, she talks to the rabbi. And, you know, and he compliments her on knowing all the answers, you know. But one of the things that the rabbi tells her, okay, is, you know, you're going to have to let go of a lot of things. If you want to be Jewish, you got to let go of a lot of things that you held on to already, you know, like Christmas. And she's like, huh? Christmas? Well, what the fuck you think Judaism is? Okay? There's a reason Judaism is not Christianity, okay? For those of you who don't know, I'm sure you all know, okay? But for those of you who don't know, okay, yes, Jesus was Jewish, okay? But the Jewish faith, which existed before Christianity, does not acknowledge Jesus as the Messiah. They do not acknowledge him as God in human form. They just see him as a prophet, okay? Just like Moses was a prophet, okay? Just like the Islam, they see Jesus as a prophet. They don't see him as the actual God personified in human form. Okay, so they don't accept him dying on the cross as salvation for all of humanity's sins. They don't see it that way. They don't acknowledge Jesus as that. Okay, they're still waiting for the Messiah to show up. Okay, that's what Judaism is. That's the basic fundamental difference between Judaism and Christianity. It's not the only difference, okay? Basically, Judaism is the First Testament, is the Old Testament. And Christianity is the Old Testament and the New Testament. Okay, Judaism does not acknowledge the New Testament, which means there's no fucking passion. There's no fucking Jesus Christ dying for your sins, okay? He didn't walk out in the desert and get tempted by Satan. None of that fucking shit happened according to the Jewish faith, okay? So hence, if they don't believe in Jesus, why the fuck do they celebrate Christmas? They do not celebrate Christmas. They celebrate Hanukkah. Okay? So the fact that Charlotte does not realize this, that she would have to give up Christmas, is just like fucking stupid. That's like the first thing you should know about Judaism is there is no fucking Christmas because there is no fucking Jesus Christ. Okay? Boom. And just like Charlotte's shocked. You know? Meanwhile, Steve goes over to Miranda's place to drop off Brady, his son, his infant son. And Miranda's pissed off that he's late. He's like, oh, you know, Debbie, well, she had car troubles, and that's why. He's like, Debbie, huh? well, yeah, I don't want to hear excuses, Steve. I'm tired of you always coming here late. He's like, but it's just this one time. Anyway. So she's pissed off, tells him, I don't want to hear about Dope Debbie. I want you to be a proper parent. And then, so she's basically back to her normal self. Remember last episode, she was still in love with him, she's struggling with her feelings for him? Well, yeah, I guess she ain't struggling anymore. She's back to her old self, treating him like a bitch, okay? And that's the way it'll always be, just so you know. Okay, so moving right along. Back with the rabbi and Charlotte, they're still talking, okay? And Charlotte says, the rabbi tells Charlotte, you have to let go of things. You're gonna have to let go of Christmas. You're not gonna be able to celebrate Christmas anymore if you're Jewish. And she doesn't like that. And she's like, is there any sort of leeway? Is it really like that black and white? Is there no gray area in that? She's like, no, there's not. There's no. You can't be Jewish and celebrate Christmas. That would be the equivalent of a vegetarian eating meat. I guess no. She's like, oh, well, how about a Christmas tree? No Christmas tree either. No Rudolph, no Christmas carols, none of that shit. So she starts calling the rabbi the Minch that stole Christmas. Okay. Meanwhile, Carrie's asleep. She always sleeps with the fucking thing on her eyes. I don't know why. I don't know why women do that. You don't see men doing that. But Carrie sleeps that way with the fucking the blindfold over her eyes. And the phone rings and she answers it, and it's Big. Yeah, it's Big calling from California, from his vineyard. And he's trying to do some phone sex with her. And she's totally into it too. Oh, Carrie, remember that red dress? Which one? The one with the short straps. Oh, the Versace. Yes. Remember when I took it off of you? And then I stuck my hand in between your legs and I went up there. And I did the, you remember that? Carrie, you remember that? She's like, oh, I do remember that. Okay, yeah. What the fuck? To me. Okay, so of course at lunch the next day, Carrie talks to the other girls about it. She's like, it turns out there is not a polite way to end phone sex. And Charlotte says well, you can't have phone sex with Big anymore. You're in a serious relationship with Burger. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm not in a serious relationship with him. We're just seeing each other right now. I don't know where it's gonna go. Okay? He's no threat. Big's no threat to him any more than Lauren is a threat to me. There's no baggage here. It's Bigage. Okay, really, I wonder, is Burger still having phone sex with his ex-girlfriend? Is he? So, yeah, I don't think he is. In fact, I know he's not, okay? So I don't think it's a very equal situation here. But having said that, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I've said it before. If you're not serious, if you're just dating somebody, okay, you need to date as many people as you can handle, okay? Don't ever just date one person when you're dating, okay? Because if you do that, you're going to put all your emphasis and all your pressure on that one person, and nobody wants to feel that. Nobody wants to. You're not fucking doing her any favors. You're not doing him any favors either, okay? You don't necessarily have to tell them that, okay, unless they fucking ask and you want to be honest. I wouldn't even be honest because most of the women that you fucking date, you are not going to get serious with, okay? So I wouldn't even be honest. But if you do want to be honest, just let them know, hey, listen, I'm not exclusive right now. I'm still single, okay? That's all you need to say. You don't have to fucking rub their faces in it, okay? And they're probably more than likely, especially if the girl's hot, she's doing the same thing too, okay? She's feeling you out. She's trying you on for size. Doesn't mean she's going to fucking buy you, okay? She's just trying you on just like you're doing. Okay, so don't ever just be with one person. Okay, that's what I say. Anyway, so that's going on here. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, Carrie's out. There's not. So she says there's no threat. Okay. Meanwhile, Brady starts crying the baby. She brought the baby with her to lunch, and she goes into the baby bag there, and she pulls out condoms. I guess Steve left his condoms in the baby bag. So, and she does this in front of the other girl, so fucking Miranda's embarrassed, and she's pissed off too, okay? How dare Steve be fucking another girl, you know. Holy shit, man. Somebody call fucking Ripley, okay? He's just supposed to fucking sit around for the rest of his life with his thumb up his ass waiting for Miranda to come around, right? Yeah, but since he didn't do that, I guess that makes him a fucking piece of shit, doesn't it? Okay, even though you've been fucking other guys while you had his baby inside of you, you're still getting pounded out, okay? You know, but yeah, that's okay. That's okay, but he can't fucking see anybody. Because that's offensive. Okay, yeah. Of course it is. Of course it is. All right. So that's going on here. So the thesis of this episode, okay, is can you get to a future if your past is present? Can you get to a future if your past is present? Okay. Well, Smith, meanwhile, Smith, he's fucking Samantha, even though she's got her underwear on. She got her lingerie on. And he's putting his pants on. Now, Samantha was just lying there. So I'm thinking like, well, they must have, if they just finished having sex, then she should be naked right now. Or at least have her bottom off. But no. Anyway, so we just see him getting up, putting his pants on, you know. And she's like, hey, before you go, I made some phone calls, okay? And I found out that, you know, if you hadn't have been fired from that catering job, they would have paid you $300. But since you got fired, you didn't get paid anything. Well, here you go. Here's $300. And he's like, you're giving me money? She's like, yeah, it's the least I could do. I mean, you did lose your job because of me. He's like, you're fucking out of your mind. And he fucking throws it at her and fucking leaves. Okay, now, do I really need to raise the bullshit flag here? I think we've crossed over from Lollipop Land into the fucking Sci-Fi Channel. Okay, you really fucking think this kid, this 24, 25-year-old guy, okay, who's working as a waiter is going to turn down $300 fucking dollars? No, he's not. He's not. Okay? No matter what the fucking reason is. Oh, he's too moralistic? No, you know what's more moralistic? Fucking paying your fucking bills is more moralistic, okay? So no, he's not going to fucking turn down $300 from a rich, white, middle-aged woman who wants to pay him, okay? And like she said, it's not for his sexual services, although he should be charging for that too, okay? It's for because he lost his job and she wants to make it up to him, okay? He's got to work more at the restaurant now because he lost his catering job. And it's his fault too, but Samantha had a part in that as well. Okay, so yeah, that's the least she could do is pay him, okay, for the money that he lost because he lost that job. Now, normally she wouldn't have to do that, but she's got the money. She's got a lot more money than he does, okay? Come on. She owns her own PR firm, okay? This guy's waiting tables, okay? Of course she's got more money than him, okay? So I wouldn't have taken offense to it, but he does. Yeah, like I said, dude, we're in the Sci-Fi Channel now with this guy, all right? You want to talk about non-relatability? And I know guys like this, okay? And they take the money. They don't fucking leave it there, okay? They don't get offended. It's a compliment. Do I talk from experience? Wouldn't you like to know? I do nothing for less. 4 figures. Okay, never mind. Now, he ain't talking about me, though. We ain't talking about me. Okay, so that's going on here. Meanwhile, Berger has a brunch date with the guys on a Sunday morning at 9:30 because he says it's 9:30. Okay, so he has to go meet with these guys, these writers, and so Carrie's not invited because, you know, she's gonna get bored because they're all a bunch of boring writers, and Carrie's like, you're not boring to me. Okay, so what does he do? He fucking lets her stay at his apartment by herself. Are you out of your fucking mind? He's gonna let this girl who, what was that you said earlier, Carrie? We are not in a serious relationship. Okay, we're still seeing where this is going. Isn't that what you said? Isn't that how you justified having phone sex with Big? Okay, but Berger is gonna let you stay in his fucking apartment by yourself? Are you out of your fucking mind? No guy would do this. I sure as fuck wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't do it back then either. I'm not gonna let some girl I'm boning stay in my fucking apartment by herself. You fucking crazy? Fuck, no fucking way is that ever gonna fucking happen. What do you think she's gonna fucking do? What do you think she's gonna go through everything? What happens if I come home, my shit's gone? How do I fucking know? She's not even my fucking girlfriend. You see what I mean? Bullshit. Bullshit flag. Right there. The Berger will be that fucking stupid. Well, no wonder you and Lauren broke up. You're doing stupid shit like that. All right. So anyway, the phone rings. Jack's about to leave. He's like, oh, it's a telemarketer. Don't answer it. But they leave a message. It's Lauren, his ex-girlfriend. She's leaving a sexy voicemail like, oh, Jack, I've been thinking about you. And we really need to talk, okay? Call me back. Let's find a time to talk. And Carrie hears this and she's like, and Berger goes up to the answer machine, goes like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Bye, Carrie. See you later. And then he fucking leaves. Whoa, that was quite a response, don't you think? Something's going on here. Okay. So she complains to Samantha about it when her and Samantha are talking later on. She goes like, how is it that he talks to his answer machine that way? You're like, what did this Lauren person do, his decorator do, to earn 2 fingers like that, And Samantha's like, who cares if he says fuck you? As long as he's fucking you. And Kara's like, well, what was so bad? Okay, that to evoke that response, okay? Does he have a problem with anger? And Samantha's like, you're right. That waiter got mad at me when I offered him $300. He threw it back in my face. And I only offered him because he lost his job because of me. It was just a tip. And Kara's like, $300 is not a tip, okay? That's called prostitution. Said, well, at least it's better than phone sex. He's got a point there, okay? Okay, so that's going to end this part of the review for season 6, episode 3. This is the end of part 1. I'll be back very soon, and we will get into part 2, okay, of this episode. So thank you for watching this long, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.